Hi girlies, this is Sassy About Class. I'm Cara Williamson. Today's going to be a quick and snappy one. I actually thought I had an hour. Turns out I've literally got 20 minutes at a push. And I'm not even ready yet. This is not what I'm wearing out. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Anyway, without rambling on like always, let's dive right in. Today, I just kind of want to discuss how I'm feeling just now. I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I wish I had a crystal ball. Like, is there a point in doing the podcast every week? Am I going to get anywhere? Am I going to grow? Like, I'm not expecting to be the next biggest, like, podcaster, okay? I'm not expecting to, like, get anywhere from it. I'm just kind of, like, I don't know, I just kind of like it. I speak to the camera anyway on my TikToks, and I'm kind of obviously struggling to keep up with the TikTok grind and the 1,200 jobs I have. But other than that, podcast, honestly, last week was a little bit late, but I'm still posting every single Sunday for 6 months. We are half a year into Sassy About Class. That is crazy. But basically, I'm at the stage where I'm like, I'm just going to be open with you and honest, and I'm going to be really vulnerable. This stays between me and you, okay? Before doing the pod, I thought that after a couple of months, I would be getting 100 views every single ep. I think maybe 3 of my videos out of the whole 25 have reached 100. Over the Christmas period, I was hitting 12 views on YouTube, and all my other platforms dropped in views massively. And it could just be, oh, it's Christmas, no one's really watching YouTube, no one's really listening to podcasts, nobody's doing this, nobody's doing that. But I'm like, honey, there's like 8 billion people in the world. What do you mean 12 people drop me? When you look at it like that, right? I'm like, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not good. Honestly, goals aren't really that high, okay? I'm not expecting to be the next Say This All the Time, but the next Grace, GK Barry. I kind of just want to be there for the girls in their 20s to relate to have that big sister figure that I always wish I had. Like, I wish I had a big sister all the time. I remember saying that to my mum and dad, being like, why am I the first child? Like, being the first sibling is honestly the hardest thing. I remember having so much anxiety when I was about 8 years old, okay? Thinking I'm going to have to be the first one to move out, I'm going to be the first one to like get a boyfriend, like how am I going to tell my dad, how am I going to say to my mum and dad I want to move out. Like, I always thought that it was going to be like a big massive thing, and it probably was, and like I don't even know, everything just kind of happens so natural, and it just kind of like happens like so quickly, and you don't even need to, it's not really like you say to mum and dad like, oh, by the way, I'm moving out. Like, it's kind of just like a gradual, like, oh, like I have a boyfriend, or I'm seeing this guy, and then it's like, oh, he's my boyfriend now, oh, we're going on holiday together, oh, now we're looking at houses. It's kind of very gradual. But I remember being really, really young and thinking, I am the first child and I'm going to have to like break it to my mum and dad that I'm like grown up. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like their first child. Do you know what I mean? So I just didn't want to do that, but here I am, done it, and it was totally fine. There was nothing, like, I don't even know what I was worrying about. And being so young and thinking about, I'm going to have to do this, do you know what I mean? And, oh no, I'm going to have to be like the first one to get like a job and leave school. And honestly, I just had all this anxiety being young and the first child. But I think older sibling is like a lot to handle, especially being like a girl, overprotective dad, overprotective every other family member ever, okay? People proper looking into everything I do, having younger siblings look up to you, like, it is a lot. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, give me a break, do you know what I mean? Anyway, do you know how I got onto that? This is so bad, I always do this, I always forget what I'm actually talking about, like, how did that even come up? No idea. Anyway, moving back to what I think I was talking about with the pod, I just kind of want to be who I wish I had. Like, I wish I had someone just to talk about real life things that wasn't massive, that wasn't like in the industry, that just spoke normal and wasn't media trained and just kind of thought, like, shared their experiences. So that's kind of what I want to do. But yeah, I just kind of thought I would maybe reach more people than what I have. And now I'm like, I wish I just had a crystal ball. Like, am I wasting my time? Like, is there a point to this? Is anyone actually getting anything out of this? And yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of just in a bit of a rut. So I've been speaking to ChatGPT, and she's not my friend anymore. So every podcaster that I listen to, the smaller ones as well, with maybe like 30k subs, that's kind of where I want to be. Like, even 10k subs, maybe like 1 to 2k views per week, I'd be so happy with that. But then again, I'm kind of glad I haven't just blew up overnight, because let's just look at last week's podcast. I don't know how that got only on YouTube it got like 80 views or something, which is more than average on my other videos. But I'm like, why are you listening to that? Like, you couldn't even hear Gemma, like the person that was on with me and my pal. You couldn't even hear what she was saying most of the time. It was just bad. It was just horrific. Like, I edited it so quickly. I was so done. I was so over it. We'd been filming for like an hour and a half and I was just dead. So, like, social battery full on at all time low. So I was like, you're going to have to go because I need a nap. Like, and then it clicked to me that it was like 4 o'clock and I was like, I've actually not eaten all day. So that's probably why I was dead. But yeah, I just feel like if I had grown so quickly, I couldn't make mistakes like that. Like, the plan initially was I couldn't think of an episode for the Saturday. And yes, I do leave recording my podcast very late. What can I say? But the plan was to record it on the Saturday. Could not think of an episode. My pub was like, I'll just come up to yours tomorrow. We'll film it. And I thought, that's fine. I've only got one good mic. So, because it is usually just me. Like, I've never had a guest before this time. So I thought, I'll just go back to my handheld mic because I have two of them. She came, I went to plug in my old mics and it's for my old phone. So the bit I plug into my phone is different because I've got a USB-C or whatever it's called now. The new iPhones changed their port, so I couldn't use them. So I was like, right, try and position the mic for ages, probably no joke. Probably about 20 minutes to half an hour I was trying to get the setup right. It looked so bad. Like, I'm so glad it was just Gemma, like my friend on, because see if it was like someone I didn't know like coming as a guest, like that would have been so embarrassing. Like, I would have had so many meltdowns. So yeah, there is that. Like, I do see like the positives of gradually growing your audience, and obviously having, I don't even know how many followers I have on, I'm actually close to 100 subscribers. I think I'm at like 94 or something. So I think just having the 94 subs and making that mistake isn't too bad. And I actually didn't really get a lot of messages about the audio, to be fair, but I expected it to come flooding in. And everyone that watched the pod watched a majority, like a good majority of it. So yeah, all the stats in that for last week's pod was fine. And I was like, but why? Like, you couldn't even hear what my friend was saying. But I think the stuff we were talking about was obviously just a bit juicy and you just want the goss. I think I'm going to get another mic like this one that I'm using just now and get my friend on again, and we'll do an actual proper like structured episode. And it won't be like scripted, but I'll definitely have like talking points, like introduction and that, because literally we just sat down and I just started like making things up on the spot, and we're both like, can we say that, like, can we talk about, can we add that in? So I think next time we'll just have to have that conversation and just do it better. But yeah, you live and learn, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just feel like I wish I had that clarity of being like, oh, when you've been doing this for 2 years, that's when your big moment will come, and that's when you'll get like 30k subs. And I'll be like, oh, thanks. You might feel like this with like your career path. Like, are you in the right role? Are you in the right job? Do you just like drop everything and totally like change career paths? Even with relationships, like, is this going to work? Is there any point in like even trying? Like, see if you've had loads of like bad experiences with boys and things, you'll be like, I just want to give up. Like, I wish I just knew like when I was going to meet the one, do you know what I mean? So I feel like we probably all feel like this at some point. I think it's definitely about self-esteem and really believing in yourself, and it's about having that like, you don't want to waste your time, but also if you're thinking like this, it also shows that you care, like you actually really do want it. Like, for example, me worrying about my pod is because I really do want it to work, and you worrying about maybe your relationship or your career path, it means that you care, you want to better yourself, you want to have the best thing, and you don't want to be wasting your time, which means that you have very high standards for yourself, and that's a good thing. Kind of just wanted to share with you like what I was feeling, just have a little catch up really. So yeah, I'm actually waiting to relive my youth. I'm going to an 18th today. I'm just waiting to get changed. So yeah, this is why this pod is so quick, so short and sweet, but I hopefully you get the message and you understand and you feel like you can relate to this, and hopefully it gives you a little bit of like, oh, like a wee bit of clarity. Obviously I can't tell you that everything's going to be okay, but everything just kind of happens so gradually, and I feel like you can't really, I feel like if you really want it and you're consistent, and I feel like do what feels right, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? If someone's telling you like, keep going, keep doing this, or if someone's telling you leave that job, leave that boy, leave that girl, do you know what I mean? Then do it. I feel like deep down you know. I say that, but I've actually got no clue. I feel like this pod's a flop. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm going to keep chatting, whether it's to myself or to one person, or see if I help, if honestly, if 3 people watch my podcast, right, each week, and it helps at least one of them, I'm like, that's a win. Do you know what I mean? I just need to frame that mindset. Anyway, as I was saying, going to an 18, feel like I'm living my youth again, okay? But I feel like I'm at that awkward age, right? If I post anywhere that I'm at 18, people are going to be like, why is she friends with an 18-year-old? Like, what have they even got in common? So I feel like I'm like young enough to maybe be friends with an 18-year-old, right? But then I also feel like I'm like too old to be going. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm in the middle ground where like kind of look like a weirdo. Because obviously people in my work who's are like 30s, 40s, 50s that are going, they look like, oh, they're going to like a work friend's 18th. I don't think I look like that. I think I look like a weirdo going to be surrounded by 18-year-olds at the age of 24. Is that not weird? Or am I just thinking too much into it? I don't know. But yeah, it'll be a laugh, it'll be fun. I'm actually going to have a couple of drinks. I know. Connor's actually got a football game at 8 o'clock at night, which is so weird. And the party starts at 7:30. So I thought he could just drop me off for the game and he can just pick me up after. So I'm literally going to be there for like 2 hours and I'm just going to go. Yeah. I don't really got hungover anyways. I say I shouldn't be hungover, but I actually don't think I've ever been hungover. I think I've been hungover once. I'm literally going to be late. So bye. Love you. See you next week. As always, keep it sassy, keep it classy, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.